Hey y'all, good morning. It is an early morning in August. I've been fishing for like 45 minutes. We actually beat sunrise today and beat it by like 20 to 30 minutes. So going back and recording my intro as I'm about halfway through fishing. But the goal for today is going to be to catch some smallmouth bass. I'm in my tiny little creek, you know, wouldn't be expecting any huge monsters out of here. You know, a good bass in this creek honestly is about a foot, and a lot are smaller than that. We just have a small creek, small fish. But I'm going to be using Eurotackle today. They are a really cool company that makes a lot of different crick lures and a lot of small like micro finesse stuffs that are perfect for these types of streams. Enjoy. Doing a little time travel in here, but I wanted to put this in before I start fishing just to show you all the two lures that I'm going to be using from Eurotackle. The first one is a crankbait, and it's the Z Cranker, and this is the match the hatch color. I really liked it because it resembles a sunfish. It looks like a pumpkin seed, but it also has similarities to a red breast. My crick primarily has red breast, so I thought it would be a perfect crankbait. The second lure I'm going to be using today is the Eurotackle Hellgrammite, and it is just under 2 inches, and I've got it rigged up Ned rig style on a 132 ounce jig head. So I wanted to put a soft bait in here. Just sometimes if the fish are finicky, you want a soft bait to go to where you can work it a bit slower. I'm hoping that this guy will produce some results for me, as well as the crankbait. Alrighty. What's our drag set to? Oh, there is a fish on. I couldn't quite tell. He's got to be small. I mean, he's bigger than I was expecting, actually. We are on the board with our first small jaw of the day. Oh, let me grab my pliers. Quick look and then we'll let him go, but small little guy, but he counts. He's definitely smallmouth. He ate that whole thing. We definitely just had a big one on. And it got off. That's not a big one. Not even the same species. Which is ironic, is this fish just bit the lure that kind of looks like him. Let me see where the sun is. I want to show you all this. I think it's kind of cool. Look at that. That is too funny. Oops. Oh. Another fall fish. So we've had, obviously the smallmouth bass is our targeted species, and we had one of those to kick off the day, and then we had special guest appearances by the red breast sunfish and the fall fish. These hooks are just a little small, little too small to get out with your fingers, but oh, when we are almost there, we are. So there's our friend the fall fish. Beautiful native species out here in southeastern Pennsylvania. For those of you who have watched my videos in the past, this may look like a familiar spot. And this is one of my favorite smallmouth spots along this creek. And it holds some decent sized smallmouth. We'll see if we can catch any. In the past, we've had some luck here. I think that might be a nice bass. Yeah, it is. Yeah, Do we need the net? Let's go. Ooh. Oh. Alright, like I was saying, we've missed some decent bass today, and now we landed our first decent one. So we haven't had much of an opportunity until now. And there we go. Where's the sun? Yeah, and he's not, where's the sun? I think here. He is clearly not a huge smallmouth or anything, but he is a good smallmouth for my creek. And he is chunky. Dang, that didn't take much time. Well, he's not a monster, but again, for my creek, he's actually decent. So most of y'all would probably consider this, like y'all river and lake people would consider this a, probably even a small bass. Oh man, he's bleeding a little bit, so I'm gonna get him back in. A nice little fish. Jetted out of there. See what our friend the Euro-Tackle Hellgrammite can do. Well, he's got a fish on his first cast. And it is indeed a smallmouth. Nice little guy. And if the question is, Jim, when do you fish this Hellgrammite, which is a soft bait, versus the crankbait? I would say situations like this where, let me get this guy back in. Situations like this where there's not really room to bring a crankbait through there. So you can just throw this guy in there and it's perfect. Well, unfortunately, I just kind of ran out of time. I've got to head to work, but we had a pretty good day. I'm gonna say we caught about 8 smallmouth. Most of them were small. Obviously the bigger ones will be in the video, the smaller ones will be left out. And we caught 3 species. You had the smallmouth bass, the red breast, and we had the fall fish. So we are going to jump to part 2 of this video. And just like that, we're back with part 2. Ooh. That's a largemouth. We got him in super shallow. So these guys have not been hitting crankbaits or anything today. They honestly seem a little bit lethargic. So I switched over to that Hellgrammite. And we got a largemouth. This is a nice largemouth for this creek. This creek doesn't have many largemouths. This is primarily a smallmouth creek. And he's decent. Usually the largemouth that we do have are fairly small. Cool. There's our first smallmouth of the day, and hopefully that means that the fish are starting to wake up a bit. He's not a bad size. Beautiful fish. No super cool, unique, like tiger stripes patterns on them, but solid looking, healthy looking fish. Wow, a largemouth, and he gave us a jump. That's cool. Might be a spot. Let's see which one you are. Sorry if the camera just got wet, y'all. I'm trying to decide if this is a spotted bass or a largemouth. Sun maybe this way. Nice little fellow though. Kind of feel like I don't have my normal energy today. I don't know why. I'm like just kind of maybe just going through the motions a bit today. But it's a beautiful day out here. And I think you gotta realize that. Yeah, that's part of being a YouTube fisherman, or just a fisherman in general. Some days you just get out because the weather's supposed to be like crap the next couple days. That's why I'm out here. In the cabin in the country. Oh, dang, this was a little productive hole here. So we got largemouth or spotted, and now we've got our buddy, the smallmouth. It's funny, these two guys are like the same size too. And he gone. I've got about 30 minutes to work this area, and I'm really excited about it. I was here a couple months ago and didn't have much luck, but I just love how this water flows through here really quickly, and it creates these sort of slower, deep pools on the side. And we'll see if we can catch anything here. Ooh, ooh. I can't tell if this is it's definitely a bass, but I can't tell if he's big or just in the rapids. I'm gonna say he's actually decent. Oh my gosh. Oh, he's nice. Wasn't necessarily expecting to catch a big fish here, so I didn't have my net. Come on, net. I guess I'm gonna struggle to get this net. Yeah, he's a good smallmouth. All right, now we can get the net unhooked. It's a really nice smallmouth actually, especially for this creek. Dang. All right, let's take a look at our little buddy here. I mean, guys, he's a really nice smallmouth. All right, let's get him unhooked. Keep him in the water. Fish care. All right, y'all, I would indeed like to get a weight on this guy. So let's see. 1.5 ounces, so about 1.5 pounds. I'm rounding up, obviously. Pretty cool. Really nice fish. And yeah, really nice fish for this creek. I'm going to hold him up one last time, and then we're gonna let our little buddy here go. Look how beautiful that fish is. Oh my gosh. It's a gorgeous fish. You know, I love these smallmouth bass, and when I hooked into him, I couldn't tell if he was a big bass or just caught in the current. There he goes. Well, that was a really nice bass, and in this particular stream, smallmouth bass just don't get that big. We might have a 2-pounder, maybe if you're lucky 2.5, but a 1.5 pounds is really sort of the cream of the crop for smallmouth here. You know, on a scale from 1 to 10, right, 5 being your average size smallmouth, he's got to be around a 9. You know, there's a couple that would be bigger than him, but not too many. So very content with today, and very content with that smallmouth. He kind of came out of nowhere, and I wasn't really sure how big he was because he was in the rapids. And if y'all have ever fished rapids, you know that even a big sunfish in the rapids can feel kind of big. So very happy. Well, I've got to wrap up and head to work, but this is going to conclude my Euro-Tackle crick fishing video. We had 2 really good mornings and 2 very different mornings. Yesterday we were catching more fish, but they were smaller, and we were primarily catching those on the crankbait. Today we were catching less fish, but they were bigger, and the Euro-Tackle Hellgrammite was the primary bait that we were using and getting the most bites on. Until the end, obviously, we got that big smallmouth. But it just goes to show, you know, it's always good to have 2 different types of baits. One a fast retrieve, like a crankbait, and one a slow retrieve, like a Ned rig, so you can switch them up depending on how the fish are biting. Euro-Tackle also has another lure that I wanted to mention. It's the Anisoteta. That one is fantastic. If you pick up these 2, make sure you pick up that one. And they've got a slew of other lures that I just need to get around to trying this summer. But hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. Hope y'all have a good one. See y'all.